Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back. Going to be a short one today. We have some updates as of late. Latest build went out, and there's been a couple of actual small changes, but quite big changes. A lot of things they've done is fixing spells, make sure they work properly, and changing a lot of the graphics of how the spells look. But they have made one or two tiny changes, which I will like to highlight. First of all, they've changed the talent window. Everyone's seen this now. That's old news. But affliction. Now they introduced this new glyph, which at first thought I wasn't entirely sure where it'd be used. This glyph is Glyph of Doom. Teaches the ability Doom, which is obviously Bane of Doom. Everyone knows what Doom is. But one thing you notice, it doesn't say in there. Where is it? It says. It doesn't say it there either. It says here. It doesn't say it in there. Okay, it doesn't say it, but what it does is it replaces corruption. So at that point, you'd think, okay, going from what I previously remember, if you're going to replace corruption, it's going to be with, well, not affliction at the minute, because you can't put Bane of Agony and Bane of Doom on the same target. Everybody knows that. So then it can't be demonology, because they've already got access to Bane of Doom and corruption. So I thought, well, maybe I didn't realise that destruction can use corruption, and then therefore they get Bane of Doom along with Immolate. But no, because they don't get corruption. It is purely for affliction. Now what they've done is, I didn't notice this until today, they've changed Agony and Doom. It's now, instead of Bane of Agony and Bane of Doom, it's just Agony and Doom. So they can both be cast on the same target. So you can now basically swap, instead of using corruption, which is no longer got an infinite duration thanks to the lack of haunt refresh in it, you can swap it for Doom, which is obviously going to save you, what, 2 GCDs, 3 GCDs every minute, which over a 5-minute fight, that adds up. Now, in terms of damage at the minute, it's hard to tell which one does most. Obviously, I'd imagine they're going to be identical, possibly. And for any of you worried about the whole, oh, what about your Nightfall procs? You need corruption to get back your, your soul shards. No, because you'll see that Nightfall is usually an 8% chance for corruption to give you back a soul shard. But after you've learnt Glyph of Doom, Nightfall, whereas it here changes to 20% chance for Doom to give you back a soul shard, because obviously it ticks less often than corruption does. And here is the biggest kicker. Doom now scales with haste. That's right. It says over a minute, but you'll see that it's going to be ticking every 12.02 seconds instead of the old 15 seconds. And this is the really good part. It's no longer limited, as you see Bane of Doom, as you see Agony is, limit one target, nothing. On Doom, you can spam that bad boy and all the targets you like. Oh yeah. So you're basically replacing your corruption with Doom, which is obviously a longer dot, which saves you GCDs. So now this ticks every 12 seconds for 15k. Corruption ticked roughly, if I remember, like 3.5k. Over 12 seconds it would have ticked about 1, 2, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5. Would have ticked maybe 5 times for 3k ish. So it's about the same damage, roughly. That's very basic numbers off the top of my head. Roughly the same amount of damage, but you're saving lots of GCDs across the course of a fight. At the minute, I think Night Chance is bugged because it keeps giving me back 2 shards at once instead of 1. I don't know if that's intentional. It doesn't say it's meant to in the it doesn't say 2 shards, it just says a shard. So I don't think it's meant to give you back 2, but it is at the minute, which is always nice. But yeah, that's the only real change at the minute. They fixed the pets, they're no longer gigantic, which is good, but also a bit gay. You don't have that fun anymore. But Destruction didn't really go through many changes, and neither did Demonology, so there's not really much to go over there. It was mainly Affliction that went the biggest change. But I've heard that the new area is open, so I am now going to go and level to 87. So as soon as I have more information, I shall be releasing it, as always, for you guys. Thanks for watching. Comment, like and subscribe. I will catch you soon with the next update. Ciao, ciao.